it for it to kick
Yeah,
off.
I guess. Yeah, I guess so
It takes a
because
minute to
D&D
go
is still
live.
streaming on our Twitch channel.
Woo!
Oof.
Uh,
No,
hello?
D&D is still streaming on our Twitch. What the fuck happened to our picture?
Nope.
Hang on.
Wait.
Yeah, what happened? I was just about to
Wait,
say,
wait,
why is our
wait!
Twitch
What happened to
for
our
that?
picture?
Hey, guess what? We are live, and I purposely changed the profile picture, and you didn't stop me.
I made a
All
logo.
right,
You
time to
prick.
change the password to the
Well,
account.
then you need to go ahead and get into here to change it. This is your problem, not
Hello,
mine.
everybody, and welcome to another episode of Fall as They May. The show where maybe one day we'll get an actual proper start, but today is not that day.
It will never happen.
Who needs a proper start?
I
Really?
refuse to make a proper start happen.
Well, last we left off, the favored few had brought themselves to the monastery of the exuberantly impaired, where they met with Asir, Nakax's older brother. Nakax asked him for a little bit of advice and tried to explain the situation that had been going on. However, in his simple mind, Asir kind of understood, but tried to reassure Nakax that everything would be okay. They took their places and participated in a sparring match, at which point Gu was the only remaining member of the favored few to be left standing. At which point, the fight went from grouping to a free-for-all match. Gu unfortunately was quickly taken down after that point, having little to no HP left in him. However, over the course of the fight, Nakax had used some of his magic, which Headmaster Andris had not, at least from what he stated, was not aware that it was his own natural abilities. At which point, he challenged the favored few to a duel in exchange for some information that he might have on the task that they had undertaken. With a rather quick fight, the headmaster managed to take down most of the favored few. However, said that some of them had proven themselves, and asked them through a letter to meet him in Calrin, so that he can properly pass on the information, as something had happened that required his immediate attention. The party made their way away from the monastery and back towards the city of Calrin, and up to the main gates, where a quick conversation with the guard, they were allowed in. And that is where we left off. And at some point the music will start playing, but you know what? It really doesn't surprise me that it keeps breaking. Because
The
you know,
music has
what
been
is
playing,
this?
DM. It's been going
Has
on.
it?
Yes, it has.
I can't
Wait.
hear it.
No.
I can't hear it either.
Is it? Well, I definitely hear it through my end.
Huh. I'm gonna refresh real quick. Because apparently, no matter what happens... Oh, we're not live anymore, by the way. D&D is hosting.
Uh-oh.
It says we're... Hang on. It says we're streaming, though.
Yeah, I say...
God damn
I say
it,
it's
D&D,
here.
stop overriding our stream! We have to do step 2.
Very, very quickly.
No, we're good. Don't restart. We're good.
Are we sure? Because I don't want to...
Yes, we're good. I can see it. We're good.
Okay. So... Whew.
Alright, get off our dashboard, bro.
I've already gotten off of it. I'm just trying to move things
Yeah,
around.
we're good.
I'm sorry.
That's fine, no. Alright. Mother bitch, why the fuck won't the music play for me?
Again, it's fine. I think if you listen to stream, the music's going on at least through me. So I think it...
Let me see.
Do you have your master volume lowered?
Okay, no, it's good. It's good, we can hear it through NACX, it's whatever.
Right. Just as clarification, as we do go into town, since we're gonna start doing that, I am going to take lead in regards to this, guiding the group to where they need to go, at least to the monastery, but I just want to be clear, Rudy is on my shoulder, and as we continue going into the town, probably deeper and deeper, I'm less upfront and more kind of blending in with the rest of the group because I don't want to be seen.
Okay. Go ahead and make a general stealth check for me.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So, making your way into the city, the first thing that you guys begin to realize is, true to its name, there is practically nothing but Dragonborn or some sort of Dragonkind that wander around the streets. You can see even from the front entrance that there appears to be very small stands set up where people are picking up food and drink. However, this city seems almost more advanced than Cerana was. You can see that some of the buildings have, while most of them are stone, some are made of solid metals like iron or steel. You can also see that as you're moving your way through, there's beautiful greenery that stretches all around this place. And even some of the trees seem to give off different hues and different colors to them. In fact, one that catches your eye is this tree where the bark seems to almost be changing in color. Not quickly, but noticeably enough. You also immediately catch, as you guys are making your way through, the number of stares and confused looks that you get. You're heading straight to the monastery, or are you going towards your home, Nakax?
The party wanted to go to the monastery, so at the very least I want to get them there, and I'm going to try to figure out what I would want to do after that.
Alright. So making your way through, it takes you a minute kind of looking about, and even as you guys try to ask for directions, most people seem to ignore you completely, or take notice of you, but continue moving. It's definitely a very unfriendly vibe you're getting from this place, at least towards those of you that are not Dragonborn. Nakax, you don't really catch those. Nakax, despite who you are and with your stealth, you're not really getting too many looks. Eventually, you guys find yourselves in front of this very beautifully crafted stone staircase, much shorter than the one affixed to the mountain. However, you can also see that there are a series of pillars that are coming up from the ground, not hitting anything, but they have these coiled dragons that their heads come to rest at the top with orbs inside of their mouths, each of the orbs a different color. You start to quickly realize that it is just the symbology of the different colors to the chromatic and metallic dragons. Making your way up about 2 minutes, you can see a much more vibrantly and beautifully crafted monastery. Open top, you can see that there is this very nice silver painted brick that is lining the outside. There's also a few more pillars here that connect to an overhang. However, the entrance right now is completely open. You don't see anybody here save for a few individuals who are busy, seeming to be attending to the monastery's cleanliness, just finishing up with one of the nearby pillars. However, what catches your eye about this is that the people who are cleaning do not appear to be Dragonborn. You can see there is a tiefling, a human, and an elf that are currently attending to the monastery's cleanliness, and they are all wearing similar robes to what the headmaster was wearing.
As we do approach the entryway, I am going to be casting Alter Self. Put Rudy in my backpack, take off the white robes, and essentially I'm going to be the life-size version of Rudy for an hour.
Okay. So Nakax takes the form of Rudy Brassboon. What would you guys like to do?
I guess we can go look for a headmaster.
Okay. Making your way inside, you can see that at least what would serve as the main area is currently empty. You can see that there are 2 entryways flanking you on either side, and one more grand entryway to the north.
Well, most assuredly that the Grandmaster is at the grandest area, therefore I choose the largest one, and I will stride forth.
Anybody else going anywhere else?
I guess I'll go follow that, guys.
Okay.
Yep, same here.
Alrighty.
Like breaking up the group.
Alright. So, you make your way through this much grander archway. And as you get inside of the building, you can see that there are a series of tapestries and carvings into the walls that seem to be symbolizing what almost looks like a following. You can see that there is this beautiful, very elongated dragon that seems to be soaring over this series of clouds, and you can see little carvings of every kind of humanoid just kind of looking up with its hands raised and smiles. You can see another tapestry. The dragon lands amidst everybody and almost seems to be breathing some sort of energy onto them. The next tapestry over, you can see, with a smile, they start to get more dragon-like features. Some of them, at least. The next tapestry over, they climb onto the dragon and begin taking off with it. It almost seems to be telling some sort of story. However, once you get into this hall, you can see that there are a series of different monks that are either in meditation or also attending to the cleanliness of the monastery. It does not appear that there is much going on, at least at the moment, but you do not see the headmaster.
Have you run into any other people since coming in?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Have we run into any other people since coming in?
Yes, there are a few people that kind of wander past you. They take notice of you for a moment, but don't really, confront you at all. You saw what looked to be a half-orc at one point, as well as a halfling.
Okay. Where is this guy?
Well, I think it would be faster if we ask someone, so I'm gonna try and find one of the monks that's cleaning and ask him where the headmaster is.
Okay, so you approach one of the monks, appears to be a gnomish individual, female, kind of short-cut hair. She's currently just scrubbing out on the floor, so that you... Oh, greetings. May I help you?
Do you happen to know where the headmaster is? He requests our attention.
I believe the headmaster is at the capital right now. I can point you to that direction, though I believe he's in a meeting. I don't think he'll be back for some time.
I see. That's quite unfortunate.
I do apologize. But you're always welcome to stay here if you're seeking shelter. We do have a few rooms available.
I do not believe that the wholly necessary, madam. A good day to you. I am Rudy Brasspoon, and I help lead these fine adventurers, the favored few. We were asked to see the Headmaster Andris in regards for this area. However, if you say that he is attending business elsewhere, then we shall be more than glad to be patient and wait. I do, of course, know that at least to one other place that certain other individuals might have a keen vested interest in and would not be staying as much as you have a hospitable location.
You see that she kind of smiles as she seems to be taking interest in the little accent that you put on. And she says, my name is Wallin, and if you should need shelter, please just come find me again. And, but stay as long as you need, but if you do have other business, I will just be returning to my duties. As she turns around, she finishes scrubbing what she was doing and then starts moving on to another area.
Well, of course, if any of you wish to see if you can't head them off at the capital, I do not disagree. However, there is one piece of importance that a member of this fine group does want to pass by, if at all necessary. You don't necessarily need to come with him. It's just a personal matter. But that's up to you.
Well, if it's so important, then I don't see why we wouldn't come. At least, I would like to.
Oh, it's nothing of great missionary importance. It's, well, as you all understand, my assistant lives here in Kelren, and I think it more appropriate to at least stop by the home and see how the things are going. At least make sure that the dear mother and father have made sure that the boy is still alive and still kept under my grandiose eye. And I would understand if any of you find that boring and should wish to continue finding Headmaster Andris and continuing on that way and not having to deal with such matters. Apparently no one's arguing about this matter. Okay.
Nope.
Fine. Alright.
Nobody is arguing.
Of course. We can come back here in a little while. I'm sure that not more than an hour is required. Come on. And I will attempt to head out of the monastery with the
Alright, you are.
open toe.
Yep, you are allowed to leave. Is anybody doing anything else? Did we lose everybody?
No, we're just being quiet.
No.
I was like, it's just eerily quiet for this shit. I was like, did everybody disconnect?
What was it, Chris?
I'm just bad at this game.
I'm just probably just making note of the general layout of the monastery. If she happens to notice any passages that like, oh, that could be interesting later for exploring, that's what she'd do. But she's gonna follow everybody else. No point in separating in a strange city.
A strange, really racist city, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Every person who gave her Snide Eye, she gave like Snide Eye times 10 back, and like she's little.
Yeah, the snide eye you get is not. It's what you feel like if you were probably like an urchin and these were snooty nobles. That's basically the eye they're giving.
Dude, even the urchins here give us that eye.
Yeah, no, and even the urchins here give you that eye.
The sooner we're out of this bloody place, the better.
Don't let it get to you.
Once you get used to it, it's not so bad. Why do you think I wear the hood?
You think that?
Alright. So, Nekax.
Mm-hmm.
Making your way to the Gaboric estate, you find your heart kind of sinking into your chest, even in this new form of yours. As you approach, you can see it is a very nice and modest, rather large building. You can see it has an external gate, as well as an individual who seems to be at least what would pass for a hired guard. Standing at the front, you recognize him, Nakax. This is Wukris. He serves as a guard to your father.
Oh, alright.
As you
spell this right, W-U-K-R-A-S.
W-U-K-R-I-S.
All right, perfect.
Wukris.
No, I'm making a handout for him. What are you?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Not making a handout for him. What kind of GM are you?
Because not everything needs a handout. If I had a handout for everything, I would literally be scrolling for days. He is a brass dragonborn. He stands very tall and proud. Currently has his arms crossed, just kind of watching you as you approach curiously. But eventually, you muster your courage and make your way up to the gate.
All right. I'm assuming I'm still as up Rudy Brassboom as I approach. And a good day to you, good sir. I am Rudy Brassboom, the greatest magician across the plains, and I have brought good forth the news of one Nakax Gaburk.
Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Yes.
Ripperinos. DM is dead, along with the DM.
DM is dead. Long live the DM. Also, I'm looking on stream right now. I'm loving the "fuck this bitch, she kicked my ass" note.
Yeah, no, like that. There's a reason why I keep my notes where it's like I know who this individual is, and if there's any particular reason why it's like I need to keep it there, it's like with Viper specifically when we met her. No, if we find her again, it's like my focus needs to be honed in because this is why I want to take her out. This is why she's important.
Okay, sorry.
So, no, it's fine. Do I need to go ahead and repeat myself, or did you?
Go ahead and repeat it, yeah, because my mom was talking to me.
All right, I apologize. Good day to you, sir. I am Rudy Brassboom, the greatest magician across the plains, and I have brought forth good news on the son of your hired estate, one Mac Axkeberg.
Make a deception check with advantage because you do look like Rudy.
At the very least, it's something I'm proficient in. Although I'm not necessarily lying, but you know.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hang on, it's still loading for me. Okay. You see him kind of look at you for a moment curiously. Is that right?
Of course, I would not be so bold as to approach someone as large and daring as you without knowing, of course, what I believe in.
He looks back, and your
Oh, these compatriots.
traveling companions.
Yes, of course. I do apologize. These are the adventuring party that have come alongside with me. These are the favored few.
I see. Well, if you have news, I will report it to the Gaborics. Please.
Well, if there is certain news, I'm going to surprise, and I'm going to go ahead and change appearance.
You can tell he was a little spooked. A little bit spooked. He kind of chuckles. You understand how... He kind of chuckles and smiles, but his face goes stoic again. You understand that you're in a bit of trouble, correct?
Trouble? What do you mean trouble? I've done nothing wrong. I've just taken an extended vacation period.
Yes, without alerting your parents to where you were going.
I made sure that they knew where I was. I repaid the money that I took away from them. Admittedly, I should have been a little bit better with reporting a little bit more after what happened, but I'm here. I'm still alive. Point is, I think that a welcome faces would be fine in the home again.
He kind of takes the palm of his hand, kind of pushes it into your forehead, and you feel yourself kind of go down a little bit, but he rubs the top of your head and says, well, I'm at least glad to see you're safe, but just like you're walking on eggshells, okay?
Not like I haven't walked on eggshells every day of my existence. Alright. Absolutely.
He turns around and retrieves a key, unlocking the gate and pushing it open. He motions you all in.
I don't think I'm ready for this. Fuck me.
You've got this.
I'm gonna fuck with your character sheet a little bit, Netcax, don't mind me.
Good. Do it, absolutely. If it's
Alright,
for
cool.
adding notes,
Alright, let me go ahead and remove your spells.
We're not doing that again. No. Screw you.
The White Dragon is gone again.
Ooh, rip Emily.
Something weird oh, I didn't even see you, Emily. Something weird happened with my laptop. My laptop won't charge. Oh god.
Panic.
Why? Panic. Everybody
Get on
panic. I'm on borrowed time.
That isn't the issue. I can't access a
Get
character sheet if I don't have a laptop.
Yeah, you can. It's mobile. It's just 20 times harder than it should be.
It is 20 times harder. Exactly.
Alright.
Alright, so approaching the front of the Gaburic estate, you see this very finely crafted set of very vibrant red wooden doors. The doorknobs are carved in with little symbols that you recognize, Nakax, as small as a small apologies, as a small motto essentially for the city. As you approach, you are free to knock on the door at your discretion. As Wookaris, as you left, closed the gate and resealed it behind you and returned to his post.
Mm-hmm. So essentially, I'm at the door. I am like taking both hands. I'm rubbing against my eyes, pulling it against my snout, trying to do like breathing exercises and trying to make sure that trying to like rehearse like a very quick routine, like how are they gonna say something in this? They're gonna respond with this, and then
my hand will go on his back.
I'll
It
open
just
the door
covered.
for him.
You're just opening the door, Master?
Yep.
Right, so, Nakax, as you're kind of going through your head, you're like, okay, this. You hear the door just...
Aster!
You see Aster opening it completely. Aster, what you see when you open is a bunch of... As there are a few servants who are kind of looking and, like, wide-eyed as to why the fuck you just walked into the house.
I look back. What are we waiting for?
Indeed, Esther, Florence. I will
you
step
only said my
inside.
full name.
Alright, and as you enter, you see that relaxation comes to some of the faces. One of the servants does approach you. It is a female. This is Fenzita, Fenzita. She is a red dragonborn. She approaches and says, "Ah, the young Master Gaboric has returned. Shall I alert your parents? I'm sure they'd be most happy to see you."
I do believe that would be the most appropriate course of action. Thank you, Fenzita.
And she kind of gives a small bow before disappearing, which you can see that there is a very nice staircase that goes up and then breaks off into two directions. She goes up the left side. And you guys are kept in the... Oh, go ahead.
I would like to look over these servants. Do they look... How are they looking? Are they happy? Do they look like they're in rags? Do they look...
They are not in rags.
Trodden
They are in proper uniforms. Make an insight check.
Alright. Alright. Loading.
It'll load eventually. Okay. Yeah, most of them seem content. I mean, as with any job, you see one of them is like, I really want to go home, why am I still here? But, I mean, they seem content.
Okay, so I can tell they're all... This is just like a job.
Yeah, this is a job. They were hired to do this.
Okay. Nothing suspicious here.
Okay, so eventually, you see a male dragonborn, closely resembling Nakax, walk down the stairs. He's in what would be considered proper comfort wear. He kind of makes his way down with Fenzita. And you can see his stature, while not intimidating, there is an air of respect about him. And as he makes his way down, he looks over all of you and sees Nakax, and you can see he smiles for a moment and he sighs a moment before his face turns to a glare at you, Nakax.
Hello, Father.
Well, seems the runaway has finally returned.
I have not ever ran away. I have made sure to, again, do everything proper and in what I have been designated to do, and that is to be a grand adventurer. And I've made sure that all debts were properly paid back, and I'm making sure that you know that your son is absolutely fine. Both myself and Asir, by the way, Asir also gives his fine regards where he is staying, making sure that you also have that knowledge as well. I'm shutting up.
Yeah, during this whole time, he's just been walking close to you, walking right up to you, arms still crossed, and he says, "I'm glad to see that you're all right. But you nearly gave your mother a heart attack. You can't just go running off like that, Nakax. You have to think of the bigger picture, not just these ideas of yours."
You say that, but then I read Mom's stories. I know what she puts down, and she talks about these grand things that you think of as well. And I think that should be what I should strive for. I should strive to be a hero.
Look, we will discuss this later. Would you like to introduce me to your companions?
Yes, of course. To you, favorite few, of course, welcome, as I've not done proper, to the Guberg estate. This gentleman before you is Torakas Guberg. He is a fine illustrator of many a book that has graced these lands. And to you, Father, I will go down the line here. The tall, gray one, that's Balak. He has a good heart on him. The other big one, less gray, more blue. Her name is Sprinkles.
Hello, darling. You're very large.
And that one there, wearing the mask, that's Aster Florence. The one wearing the hood, her name is Esriel. She's very kind of me. The tiefling, the very nice looking tiefling over there, that's Octa. And the individual that appears to be staring off into space off the left there, that's Goo.
Goo.
Wow, you called it really accurately.
Well, I suppose any friend of my son is welcome in my house. Please make yourselves at home. I'm going to have a little conversation with my son, if you don't mind. I welcome you. He motions over to a door on the left and says, the kitchen is over there, if you would like. Chef could prepare you a small meal if you've been traveling long. The study is upstairs and to the right, first door. And I would just ask, if you do take something, please put it back where you found it. And at which point, he reaches down, takes your back neck axe, and starts escorting you up the stairs.
I have no option but to go ahead and be pushed along my way.
Is that what parents are like? Oh my god, who's
just
clattering pots and
slashed me
pans
with-
over there?
I'm sorry,
me.
Bo. I'm sorry. I've just found all these pots and pans.
Just give me, if you guys just go ahead and roleplay this out just for a moment. I gotta put my sister's lunch in.
Well, for anything like my dad, he would have just slashed me across the face, giving me a black eye, and thrown me out to the dogs, so... this seems about normal to me.
Is it normal for there to be a big place like this to have so many, of these fancy other people serving other people?
Well,
Yes.
The rich.
The
It
wealthy
definitely
usually
is.
surround themselves with their own wealth.
I didn't think the kid was
That
wealthy.
Tied his head
That
of
much
mine in
is
a
true.
Robin Hood, and Octa's gonna go run off in a random direction to explore. Probably the study.
I must admit I haven't been in such a place in quite a few years. It's kind of off-putting.
Wait. off-putting. Why?
Last time I've been in a place like this, it wasn't on very good terms.
Oh, I see. Well, if you want to cause a little mayhem, get a little revenge.
Well, this is... I mean, if it was any other house, maybe, but I'm not going to trash my boyfriend's house.
Oh, so you're admitting that you have a boyfriend now, do you?
Well... shut up! I'm just gonna follow Octa away from Balak.
Alrighty. I'm back. I was listening to that whole conversation. It was glorious. By the way, you should absolutely trash the house. It's a great idea. It'll work out great for Nakax. Just you watch.
I'm following to keep an eye on Octa.
That's lame.
So you've been told. So you've been told the general. So at least for the rest of you, you've been told basically a few places to go. However, this house is much bigger than that. So if you guys would like to wander around, let me know where you'd like to go to.
You said something about a study?
Yes, it's up the stairs to the right, the first door.
Okay, I'm going there.
Okay, so you and So you and Aster make your way to the study. Where's everybody else going?
I'm just gonna try to get to like the far corners and look for secret little hidey holes. You know, these places always have secret passages to somewhere else.
Okay, I would like to point out there are servants who don't know who you are, and will probably be looking at you while you're going into these nooks and crannies.
Oh, could she then like hide herself, like try to make go and like cast disguise self on herself so she looks like a dragonborn servant?
Make a stealth check at disadvantage.
I like this. It's gonna go great.
You're gonna make Nakax's life shit because of your bullshit.
That is my goal. That is my goal. Cause some mayhem. Jink.
Okay. You think you are hidden.
I hate.
Hey, Octa, what are you up to?
Astral immediately gives away her position.
You're not planning on trashing my friend's house, are you?
Oh wait, he's only your friend now? Oh, okay, then yeah, I was totally going to trash it. If it were your boyfriend, I might do something different, but...
Some of the servants are now, like, taking extreme notice of this.
You don't play semantics with me, missy!
She's just walking away, then. She's gonna go explore the kitchen.
Which is actually where Sprinkles is, like, since the pots and pans are obviously where she's been. She's actually comparing these silverware that she got from the manor.
Some of the chefs, so Sprinkles is large, but the chef is actually pretty tall. He's trying to get the pots and pans away from her. Stop, let it go. Let it go.
No, you don't understand. It fits in my head perfectly.
Oh yeah, it's such a good look.
You watch as you guys are going in, he starts to reach for a meat cleaver.
Oh Jesus, get out of here!
Alright.
Get out of my kitchen!
Calm down, Grandma!
He's the one coming at me with a weapon! If he attacks me, it's against the law! It's against the law, he goes to jail!
Sprinkles is just hungry. If you just make us some food, we'll calm right down.
By the way, the individual that you see, this is a green dragonborn. He's got a few cuts and scrapes along his body, and one of his eyes is missing completely. He has what would pass for proper chef's outfit, though his more grizzled features do not give way to what you would think of the finesse of a cook would be. Fine. What do you want?
Whatever's easiest. I'm Octa. What's your name?
He kind of looks at your hand. You can see he starts to bare his teeth at you.
Yeah, I get it. The horns are a little off-putting. I get it. It's fine.
Make a persuasion roll.
Great. That what about as well as say.
11. Kelroth.
Kelroth. Well,
Get out of
pleasure,
my
Kelroth.
kitchen.
We're all
Get out of my kitchen.
on it, grabbing Sprinkles and dragging her out. Not making an effort to take off the hat pot or the meat cleaver, but just getting her out.
He'll take the hat pot and the meat. He'll take the hat pot off of her.
Hey!
It's like herding cats, you two.
You notice that some of the servants are like whispering to each other and talking. Esriel, Esriel and Octa have a power to pass perception that's being like, see, this is why we don't allow their kind into our city. I don't know why they're not out of here already.
Alright, first off, granddaughter, this is not herding cats. I'm a water genasi. Cats are a little small, they're a little bit furry. This is Octa. She's a tiefling. She's not small, furry like a cat either.
That's why I said like. It's a simile. Metaphor.
No, this would actually be a simile because they're using like as opposed to. You could say we are cats.
We're cats. Let's go.
Yeah, you guys have basically raised the eyebrows of every servant in this place. Though as a guest, they can't really confront you unless you do something like really wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so you and
As
you and
hell
Asta.
goes underneath the floorboard.
That's a tongue twister.
What's a tongue twister?
Well, we're at Nakak's place, right?
Yeah,
There's cats, right?
yeah.
So where's Nakak's cats at?
Alright. I'm over it.
Now say it 3 times fast, Jordan.
No!
Nakak's cats at, Nakak's cats at, Nakak's cats at.
Congratulations. Alright, so Good Aster. You guys make your way into the study, which is sizable. It's very nice, has a few bookshelves that are filled up with books. You can see that there is a 4th bookshelf, however, there only appears to be a few things here and there. But what you also see when you enter appears to be another Dragonborn. Female, currently at work at one of the tables. She appears to be writing something down onto a piece of paper. Her head goes up for a moment, kind of closes her eyes, almost in thought for a moment, before she dips the ink again and starts writing.
I'm just gonna ignore her and go look for some books that seem interesting.
Alrighty. She doesn't seem to take notice of you. Go ahead and make an investigation check. And what exactly are you looking for?
Something in the magical arts.
Alright. Taking a look around, you don't find much in that variety. You find what are a lot of fantasy novels. And looking at the name of the author on each of them, it is Glazhael Gaburik. It seems like pretty much this entire library is filled with one of her works, whether you can tell some of it unpublished, more for just personal reading. Others appear to be actual published.
I guess I'll take one and take a quick read.
Okay. You go ahead and grab one of the books and go to sit down at one of the many comfy chairs that are presented here. Goo, what are you looking for?
Books on farming.
Books on farming. Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Okay. Takes you a little bit, but you do actually manage to find a book on the basics of farming and tending to crops. You know, proper crop rotation as well as proper uses for tools. So you have that. You can start reading.
I'm gonna skim through most of it because I know most of it. I'm looking for specific sections.
Okay. Nakax.
Hi.
As you're brought upstairs, unaware to the chaos that is unfolding below you,
Oh, but I presume heavily.
You are led to the bedroom of your father. As it is open, you can see that it is a master bedroom, of course. And you can see that the sides are designated as so. The right for your father, as you can see all of his illustration, as you can see all of the tools that he uses for his illustrations, as well as a small wardrobe where he keeps his uniforms and outfits. The other side for your mother, where she keeps some of her less than savory works, some of which you have snuck a peek at in your free time.
Mm-hmm.
You can also see that there are bottles of ink, some of them of different colors, as well as another separate wardrobe for her outfits and uniforms. You are led over to a small table in the center of the near the front of the room, with a small set of chairs. He motions for you to sit down.
I take a seat.
He sits adjacent to you. So, I will start by saying we missed you. I'm not going to pretend like we were not extremely concerned about you and your ideas. But we are glad to see you've returned home, and hopefully this time around you will stay and help us to finish out and work with us to finish out your studies.
I can't. I admit that I've missed here as well, and truthfully, I should have been a little bit more prompt with sending information back to you and Mom. I understand, but there's been a complication.
Oh? What has happened?
I didn't introduce them to you, but there were two of the small children that were with us.
Actually, you notice they're not with you anymore. They kind of, you thinking back to it, they weren't with you when you approached the staircase.
But did we lose them at the gate? Did we lose them? Shit.
You don't know. They just stopped following you at some point.
I should be more worried as a player, and I should be doing that, but no. Nakax is going to be locked there for a second, trying to think where the last time he saw him, and that would have been the conversation before even entering the gate.
Yeah, the last time you recall seeing them was while you were talking to Volin back at the monastery.
Go to that monastery.
Did we just forget to take the children?
We may have.
Yeah.
You either forgot to take them, or they were quiet enough that they could slip away from you.
Yeah.
We might have to invest in some child-sized leashes.
I think it's more appropriate that there should be more eyes on the children, which is one of the issues I wanted to address when we got to Calren, but that's not here nor there. As there is now a look of panic that kind of goes over Nakax's eyes, and okay, you didn't see them. There are two children. One in particular, his name is Ezekiel. Ezekiel somehow is tied to a cult group that wears bird masks that are out to destroy the world. Now, we understand
Nakax. Come now. If you're going to tell me something, at least tell me something that's true and not just one of your little fantasies.
I
will admit, your mother might want to hear that. That would make a good book.
No, I'm not lying about this. Oh, it's a long story, and I just realized that they're not here anymore, and I don't know where they went. Oh God. Oh, okay. Breathe.
Nakax, do you need some water, something to drink? You're being hysterical right now.
A lot of explanations. I'm gonna try to go through this as quickly as possible. Please don't interrupt me And listen, okay, so, we were at the town. We had this little child. His name was Ezekiel. Ezekiel was being haunted by this big blue thing. We defeated the big blue thing. We decided to go ahead and make sure that everything was fine. After we found out everything was fine, turns out there was another individual that was out to get them. And these were the guys wearing bird masks. And these guys wearing bird masks were fucking evil. And because they were fucking evil, we decided to try to actually save Ezekiel. And to attempt to save Ezekiel, half the town got destroyed. And we tried to actually get out, make sure that... That's the starting point. Okay, no,
You notice that your father has been giving you this very, interested smirk. But you also can tell he's probably not taking you very seriously.
Oh, I'm aware, and this is what's probably going to be happening for the majority of Backacks explaining what is from point A to point B the adventure so far.
All right,
probably
so
up
you go
to
ahead and...
up to leaving. What was the other town? Like after we left there.
Ren?
No, it wasn't Redfall. Yeah, no, Cerana.
Cerana, you mean?
Cerana. I haven't spelled this. Wait, that's yeah. So it's like I've basically explained up until the point before we said like we're gonna keep moving to avoid these guys.
All right.
Just as an explanation of everything that we've done with Ezekiel at that point.
So, for point of note, when you tell him that you've been to all these other cities, that's what he seems to believe. He wouldn't think that if you had run away, you would have just stayed in Calrin. So he does seem to believe that you went to some other cities. However, the rest of the story that you're telling him, save for a few parts which he believes, like these little scraps that you had gotten into, he seems to believe it sounds too much like one of your mother's books to be real.
And that was when we all decided that we had to actually leave town because if we keep being followed by these black guys, we know that for a fact that if we stay in the town for too long, that town might also explode, and we didn't want to have that over our heads, and everything else beyond that point is irrelevant because, my brother's fine, and now we're here.
Well, that's certainly a story. Look, you don't have to try to... You don't have to try to play up what happened to you to make yourself in less trouble, because I'm telling you that you're not going to be in less trouble. But you should talk to your mother about your experiences. I'm sure she'd be interested. I believe she's in the study right now. However, there's something else I must discuss with you. Your sister has requested that she would like to spend some time with you to help you get your mind to where it needs to be for the future.
Oh, come on.
I know you two don't get along, but she has seen you, but it's been a while since she's seen you as well. And I'm going to invite her to dinner tonight, and I want you two to play nice.
The only time we play nice is when we play detective, and even then, she always wins.
Knackaxe.
Fine, I'll behave myself, but I'm not lying that we need to find them. So, if anything, then, you won't necessarily need to deal with guests. It'll just be me, and I can make sure that that they can find Ezekiel and they can find Talon. Because those two are great magicians. I promise you that they are.
All right, yes, you're great magicians. I'm sure your friends will be able to find them. Well, as I said, I'm glad you're all right. Dinner is going to be at 6 bells tonight. At 6 bells past noon. After which we will fully catch up. I will let you know what has been going on in your absence, and hopefully by then you'll be able to tell me, at least be able to understand that we would require an actual explanation as to why you ran off.
Okay, an explanation for running off, fine. But everything else after that point, promise it's the truth.
Very well. By the way, don't take this the wrong way, but you seem to lump yourself in with rather unsavory company. I speak, of course, about the two large ones. They don't appear to be... Well, they don't appear to really have a place in society, if you ask me.
Well, I mean, the big one, the Goliath, the slightly bigger
Yes.
one.
Yes.
He understands what it means to be loyal. He understands what it means to keep everyone together. I trust the law.
And that's fine, but you do not enter someone else's estate without any sort of clothing on. And the big blue one does not seem to be groomed in any way, shape, or form. And don't get me started on the one with the mask.
Okay, no. Talk shit about the guy in the mask. He's an asshole.
Very well.
But at the same time...
Although, Nakax, I would ask you to watch your language.
Sorry. But... These are the closest friends that I've had ever! Anytime I go out to Kel Ren, every other Dragonborn looks at me like I'm some sort of weirdo. They make fun of me, they decide to mock me behind my back, and then... For the first time, I actually have people that I can talk with, I can actually be with, and not feel like I'm part of some big joke that's down the road.
Well, we'll discuss all of that at dinner, and your compatriots may accompany us if they so choose. However, I would request that the larger one, the Goliath, put some form of clothing on, and that the blue one, Sprinkles, did you call her? Allow Fazita and some of the other servants to accompany her for a bath so they can properly get the filth off of her.
You know what? Sure. Sure, I'm for sure that she would love bath time. And as for Vlak, I'll see what his opinions are on finding something more appropriate.
Very good. I'll have baths drawn for all of you, by the way, because he kind of sniffs you a little bit. Smells like you haven't taken a shower in quite some time. I thought we taught you better than that, Nakax.
It's kind of hard to take a shower when you have a death cult at your heels.
Oh,
Father.
yes. Big, scary cults. Now, I have a little bit of work that I need to attend to before dinner. As I said, your mother should be in the study. I believe she's working on her latest book. You might be interested.
Of course.
And you see his harsh demeanor kind of give way as he gets up, walks over. He does give you a hug, says, "It is nice to have you home, son."
It's nice to be home, too.
At which point, he will escort you out and close the door behind him, beginning to attend to his work. At which point, you start hearing the ruckus coming from downstairs.
There is a brief moment of just Nakax, like, stomps his feet, like, for a second, just... and trying to compose himself again between the frustration of his father not believing him and now the chaos that's happening inside the house right now. Before he stops and goes right over to where the study is to speak with Mother.
Alright, as you pass by, you see Sprinkles, Octa, and Esriel getting kicked out of the kitchen area. Does he do have to cross the staircase to get to the other hall?
Mm-hmm.
You all see Nakax coming down one side from one side of the stairs.
Looking exceptionally frustrated and basically looking at each of every single one of you with the look of, what have you done?
I give him a sheepish little wave.
Hey, glad you survived your dad.
It's
Ooh.
a way of putting it. Sprinkle, you enjoy the water a lot, right? My father has this wonderful idea for you, and he wants you to be in what is essentially a giant pool with a bunch of soap. I'm sure that you'll have a whale of a time.
Wait, hold on a minute. Back up a minute. Pool? Does it have seawater in it?
No, it shouldn't be seawater, but it's still water. And it won't really be like
that's less exciting, but that's less exciting, but I'm excited anyway.
And it's not so much like a pool where it's like a big thing. It's more of like it's like a personal sized pool. A pool all for you.
I got you. One of those fancy small pools. I understand.
Yeah, easy peasy. There's nothing that's gonna be at all wrong with what's happening here, and I will continue on toward the direction of where Mom is.
That sounds a little ominous. I'm not gonna lie. By the way, your chef is mean. He kicked Sprinkles out for trying to put a pot on her head because it fits so perfectly.
I know, right?
If it makes you feel any better, I tried to stop this.
Your efforts are appreciated.
Hang on. What is that? What?
May I please ask the two of you to behave just for a moment? Just for an evening.
Granddaughter, I promise
very
you,
much-
Sprinkles is doing her very best to be normal.
You're doing fantastic.
Oh, I knew it. I'm gonna go apologize to the chef that he'll let me use one of those pots as a hat.
Hang on. That was sarcasm. Please cool it. Let's just all sit and not break anything, please.
Right, got
You're
it.
not the
Sitting.
least bit curious to find like Knackback's old room. What if he has a
I
diary?
mean, it's
That's
what?
rude.
You're not going
Where?
to snoop in his diary, are you? I mean, you wouldn't snoop in my diary. Would
I'm
you?
not- I mean, it would be fun, wouldn't it be fun?
Mm, mm. I'm
Granddaughter.
immediately going to cover my pack. Like,
Granddaughter, I want you to think about this for a second. If Nakax has a diary, you can figure out what he likes, and then you can do what he likes, and he'll like you even more. It's a win-win, baby. We get to see Nakax's secrets, and you get to have a better boyfriend. It's win-win.
I already have
And
a
then-
perfectly fine boyfriend, thank
And
you.
then Sprinkles will have a wedding for you two in Umberly's name, and it'll all be great and amazing. It'll be the best wedding ever. At which point, as she's
Hang
saying this
on.
out loud, a lot of the servants are extremely surprised.
We're moving a little fast, aren't we?
At this point,
Nakax.
Balak is actually going to pass by. So it goes, actually, that's pretty much standard pace for where my clan is.
Well, I'm only 97 years old. I can't get married now.
Oh,
Wait, what? You don't look nonsense. You don't look a day over 402.
I'm not even sure if 97 is an age that we can actually reach. Didn't think about that.
Either way, can we please not break anything, not snoop into anyone's personal things, and just behave like people?
But Sprinkles is a genasi.
Fine. But I want the bathroom. To go to the water. Look at the servants who are giving her snide eye. Hey, where does someone have to go to take a piss around here?
Now, aren't you friendly? Up the stairs, third door on the left.
Great.
I'm just gonna go up to that servant and just in Draconic. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about all of these people.
You notice he's not really paying much attention to your apology as he goes back to his work.
Okay, could talk.
Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so Nekax, as you get to the study and enter, you can see both Gu and Aster are currently looking through some books, and you can see your mother at a table at the far corner, currently writing a few things into a page. She seems to have her quill up and with her pinkies kind of rubbing her temple, eyes closed. You can tell this. You've seen her like this before. She's going through her process right now.
Thank the gods that neither one of these decided to interrupt with her. Alright. I'm going to try to be as calm as possible as I take Rudy out, put him upon my shoulder.
Okay.
And I will be very careful in my approach toward Mom.
Alright. So you quietly and carefully make your way up to her. And eventually arriving, you can see that she's not paying too much attention to her surroundings. As a matter of fact, you don't even think she saw Aster or Goo come into the room.
Am I finished reading my book?
I would say you're like 3 books in at this point.
Ravioli, would you fetch me another one?
Ravioli! Grabs a random book and just comes back. You would notice as you're calling and as you look up for a moment, Nekax is approaching the female.
Ignore him.
Alright. So, Nekax, you're at your mother. What would you like to do?
I'm going to attempt to at least wait until she's either stopped at a point to speak with her, or wait until she's reached a point where she... I'm just waiting for a point where she can pause before I can say something.
Okay. Well, you notice right now she's just kind of rubbing her temple. She's not writing right now. She just seems to be thinking.
What are you thinking about, dear young woman of Dragonborn descent?
She kind of snaps at her for a moment. She's like, sorry, I didn't... She looks over and she sees Rudy, and then her eyes trace to you, Nekax. And she immediately hugs you tight, dropping the quill. Oh, my little boy. She starts, like, kissing you violently. On the cheek and forehead.
Mom, quit it!
Oh my gosh. Oh, I was so worried. Oh. You can see, like she's, like, even sweating a little bit. Her head is on her chest. She's kind of... Oh my gosh. Oh, Nekax, you're back.
For a little while, yes, I'm back. Apologies if either one of these two or there was any of the servants, but when I came in, it's been an experience for Father.
At which point, a familiar sight to you, Nekax, the calm and happiness. You see her teeth kind of bare for a minute and becomes angry. She slaps you right over the head. You had us worried sick!
I'm sorry, I know I should have sent more messages while I was out, but I kept forgetting! It's been really difficult, too.
Well, she relaxes again. Well, you're back now. That's what matters. She kind of goes over and grabs a chair, at which point she notices both Goo and Aster. Hello? Who are you two? She really did not notice you guys come in.
These are, two of my friends. There's a lot that I should probably catch you up on. A lot of things happened, while I was away. If you're willing to, have time. If you don't, that's fine. I just, you know,
Oh, you have time. Trust me. I can get back to this later. Come now. And she will lead you back over to the table and get some grabs another chair for you. Now,
very quickly though.
Mm-hmm.
Aster!
Aster's muted right now.
Fuck's sake.
I think just like me, he got ganked by Mom.
Alright. I had to bank on Goo, which is a terrible idea, but we're gonna go with it anyway. If Aster's not there, I'm gonna call out to Goo. Goo!
What?
This is kind of important, but could you find the rest and, tell them that we're missing someone.
Who are we missing?
Actually, not more than someone, some two. Those two
The
kids.
children?
Yeah, we've been. I don't know where they went, and last time we saw them, they were at the monastery.
I've already walked away at this point.
As you say, children. By the way, you see your mother's eyes go wide. Oh, Nakax, you didn't.
No, not
Come
like
now,
no,
not
that. No. It's. Oh. I tried to explain this to Dad.
Nakax, please at least tell me that you proposed to her before you went through with this.
This is not. Hold on. That is an entirely different discussion over a completely different matter. Not what you think. I tried explaining everything to Father, and he thinks it's some story like how you make, and no, this is real. And okay, steps. Here we go. With Mom, I'm going to be a little bit more calm? Question mark? With explaining the process of
Make
everything.
a general charisma check. Make a general charisma check.
Whoa.
Yes. You re-explain the entire situation calmly. And she seems to be listening with intent. However, you notice at some point during the story she'll bring a quill ink and some paper over, and she'll like be glancing over. She's
Sorry, you're still writing with your book. That's right. You're a little distracted. That's fine.
Oh no, dear. Please continue.
Okay. Well, at that point, we had all agreed at that end, because of everything that we did, and because this bird cult keeps trying to find Ezekiel, that the best course of action that we can do is just keep moving. Because if we keep moving, that means they're going to try to find us, and it means that if we stay at one particular place, if they do exactly like it did with the first town, we're endangering more lives than just us. And
She kind of looks at you. You see there's a hint there's some worry in her eyes. She seems to believe the story you're telling her. Nakax, you're being serious.
I was serious when I told Dad. I was really freaked out when I realized that we were missing both of them, but it's true.
Well, Nakax, as terrible as this sounds, if what you're saying is true, then I'm afraid I'm going to have you stay home. I'm sorry, but but I'm not going to allow my little boy to get hurt like that. And I'm sure that your friends seem two friends at least seem able.
It's not that. It's all the stories that you've made, Mom. They've had these people that have struggled, and they've found something. They found a purpose. They found a direction. And when I left home, that was what I was looking for. I was looking for a direction. I was looking for a purpose. In my head, I was saying to myself, I'll do the impossible. I'll find the core of magic. I'll find some grand adventure, and when I come home, I'll be recognized, I'll be admired. And I guess just like every other character that was there.
Whoops, sorry, my finger slipped. Ignore.
I found something more.
Whoops, my finger slipped.
No, you're making fog in the living room, aren't you?
At some point, there's a minor in the background, and suddenly a fog cloud just appears out of nowhere.
Wait, Octa, you're actually using Condemner?
No, I legit my finger actually slipped.
Okay. Alright.
I am willing to allow this to happen, DM, for narrative purposes. Do with what you will.
Oh, good.
Okay. I understand that you wanted adventure, and I know life here wasn't the best for you. But you can't just run off like that. And at least not without some way of us getting in contact with you. And I know you want to be a hero, and I know you want to do what they do in the stories, but honey, life isn't... As much as I would love to see you as a hero, life's not that black and white, I'm afraid. And if what you're saying is true, I don't want you to get hurt.
Well, I'm not gonna abandon them, not when I'm that far in. I can't. These are more than just some random people that I found and enjoy their company. These are my friends. And for me to leave, I'm not just leaving this epic tale that I've found myself in. I'm leaving them, and I'm not sure if I were to stay, that I would forgive myself.
She kind of sighs, and we'll talk about this more later. But you need to understand that your father and I will, when we have you stay, it's only to make sure that you're safe and it's in your best interest.
I know.
You need to understand that.
I know.
Hannah puts her arms around you and kind of holds you close, just taking you in for a moment. You can tell that it's both the combination of the moment and her not seeing you for so long. She just holds on tight. See, she's smiling. She rests her head upon your head. Look, look. We'll discuss all of this tonight. If you'd like to, you can stay with me. I am working on a new story, and based on your adventure, maybe you could have some insight for me. But I'm sorry, Nakax. As your mother, I don't think I can let you go into that kind of put yourself in that situation. At which point, she turns back to the table, switches the papers, and continues writing on her story. She shows it to you as she's working on it. Goo, eventually making your way downstairs, and you reconvene with the others. Aster, do you go downstairs with Goo?
Yep, I'm finally back. I miss a decent chunk of stuff.
Oh yeah, even as you leave, I'm gonna actually look over to Aster and go, Aster, don't. You know what? Do whatever you want with what you heard. It's fine.
So, you basically overheard that Nakax was telling the story of what you guys had been doing, and his mother believed him, but now does not want Nakax to leave because she thinks he'll get hurt, and she wants to protect him.
Do what you will, and I'll go downstairs.
Okay, eventually you reconvene with the rest of your party. Astriel is seething. Octa, Octa, during this time, were you actually going to the washroom? Or were you looking for something else?
She was casting a fog cloud in that bathroom, you know what I'm saying?
Oh god.
Honestly, what have you
She
all
did
been
go
doing?
into the bathroom, but she did also cast Disguise Self, so now she looks kind of like a dragonborn servant.
Okay. Alright.
And now she's walking around.
So make a stealth check to get into the washroom without being seen, first of all.
Okay.
Because
Oh
if
shit.
one person enters... What'd you roll?
Natural 20.
Or not
Natural
20.
20. Okay. So it didn't load on my side till just now. So, you enter. You're certain that you are not seen as you cast your disguise self.
Okay.
However, entering through, you can see that the washroom, at least in here, is very well kept. It even has an actual porcelain tub, which is extremely rare to find, especially in these times. And it does seem like it seems like a proper washroom.
She's just gonna leave
Alright.
and go exploring the hallways.
Alright, so as you exit, you start exploring the hallways. And as you do so, some of the servants come up to you and ask you what you're doing. And why you are, and because you don't have any cleaning supplies or anything in your hand.
We're still following that disgusting white horned thing. Why rude? She's still in there.
Make a deception check at disadvantage because you call it a white horde thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
You notice some of them. You notice pretty much the two that look at you give you a very narrow glare. I don't recall seeing you around. Who are you?
Vera, I'm new. It's my first day, actually.
Is that right? Well,
Yeah.
I'm very surprised that you weren't introduced to the rest of us.
I know. Quite strange.
Yes, I'm sure Lord Gaboric would like to remedy that.
Oh, I forgot about a thing, and she's just gonna run away now.
Make an acrobatics or athletics check, because they're gonna try to grab you. As you go to run, you feel both their arms grab onto you and hook you under. And they start dragging you back.
Remember when we said we were supposed to be proper? I remember that.
Alright, so as you guys reconvene, wondering where Octa is, you see two servants dragging a dragonborn by under the arms down the stairs.
Can I insight check this situation?
Make an insight check.
Come on!
Yep, that's certainly a dragonborn.
You know, that servant did something and now they're in trouble.
Ezreal.
Yes?
Kids are gone.
The kids are gone?
Can Octa drop disguise self?
Yeah, sure. You go ahead and you remove your disguise self. You all see the dragonborn is now Octa being dragged away.
Let go!
Octa! What are you doing?
I was using the bathroom with these assholes!
As a dragonborn, what were you doing? What? Explain. Explain now, and we're going to go find the kids.
I kinda can't. I'm a little preoccupied, aren't I?
Oh, I know what she was trying to do. She was trying to understand how NACAX work, and she's thinking about getting in on there as a triple threat action there. That's not cool there, Acta. Not cool at all.
All
You
right.
are still, by the way, Octa, they take notice that you're not a dragonborn, but they're still dragging you towards them.
Can I try to break the grapple again?
Make an athletics or acrobatics check.
No.
Nope. As a matter of fact, one of them completely, goes to the back and picks up your legs and locks them together, and the other one locks your arms together. You are restrained.
I would like to go up to them and I would say, in Draconic, listen, I know she's suspicious. I know she has been absolutely unhospitable for the entirety of her stay, but please let her go, and I will take her out of here.
Make a persuasion roll.
+0 coming through. Yeah.
Oh.
You understand that it is a crime to impersonate a servant of a noble household, correct?
No idea, actually. I don't know how much servitude works outside of the Underdark.
Well then, Lord Gaborik will be sure to inform your friend to our laws, and he will call the guard if necessary. And they begin taking Octa up the stairs.
So how long have we been here since making a ruckus?
Oh no!
It's been about 30 minutes.
Ezreal's just gonna kind of kind of lie on the floor for a minute.
I'm gonna go look for the kids.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be right
After-
behind you
Go with
because motherly duties over here apparently fucked up. I'm gonna go ahead and figure that out. I'm with you there, masked man.
After a moment, she's gonna get up and follow them.
Okay.
And I'm familiar with oh, you go ahead.
Is this normal behavior for the rest of them?
Yes, honestly, I don't know if I'm traveling with a group of adventurers or an army of idiots.
Hey, we're not just an army of idiots. We're an army of important idiots.
It's definitely the latter.
That makes me feel less certain than I did an hour ago.
Dude,
Just do it eventually.
I thought this was gonna go a completely different direction. I was like, we're not just an army of idiots, we're an army of your idiots.
So you'd say I'm familiar with Talon, right? this
Yeah,
point?
you'd be at this point, you've been traveling with him for long enough.
Be right, Bizzle.
Okay. In that case, once we get out of the house, I'm gonna send him a message.
Kind of figured that was gonna happen.
Sending, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Okay, you have 20 words, go.
Okay.
Alright, that's
Talon.
the first word. Okay, you got 2.
Wherever you are, bring Ezekiel to the monastery.
Alright, you got 9 words left with that,
What is count?
DM's discretion, sadly.
But yeah, I don't know.
It's funny like that.
Oh Jesus! I just had a thought about Valley Girl with sending, like, so you know, and
Like, you know, Talon, like, you should, like, bring Ezekiel to, like, the monastery. Yeah.
Alright, is that still, you have 9 more words. Is there anything else you want to say?
Now.
Okay, that's the second, no. Okay.
And that'll be all.
And that
Those
will be
Oz
all.
were non-diegetic, by the way.
I went to the bathroom. I don't know what happened.
You send the message with a couple of uhs in there.
So we get to use our Lando rule yet?
Hey! You hear back, hey! Yeah, we can do that. Where'd you guys go, anyway? That's the message you get.
We're going to the monastery. They're going to meet us there.
We left them there, didn't we?
I think so.
Alrighty. So you guys begin making your way back to the monastery. Octa!
in the process of being thrown out with the trash.
One of the
is.
servants gives a little knock on the door. Lord Gaborik we need to have a word. And they're saying this in Draconic. Do you speak Draconic?
Oh God, no.
You don't understand what they're saying. The door opens and he looks very confused at you, Octa. The servants then continue to say something in Draconic. And he motions you all in. The door is closed and locked, and you are dropped to the floor with the servants guarding one servant guarding the doors, the other guarding the window. So my servants tell me you tried to impersonate one of our own and tried to snoop around my house. Care to explain yourself?
Curiosity killed the cat, they said. Not gonna lie. Sorry, it was kind of a dick move.
You understand you've been in my estate for less than an hour and you've already managed to break one of our laws.
Honestly, had no clue it was a law. Not really a thing where I'm from.
Ignorance does not mean that you will not be incriminated.
Fair.
So, give me one reason that I should not call the guard and have you arrested.
Because I'll never step my foot back in here again.
Like a persuasion or a deception roll, whichever you prefer.
They're all equally awful stat-wise. But
Well, are you lying to him, or are you telling him the truth?
No, I'm telling the truth.
Okay, make a persuasion roll.
I haven't actually looked at it yet.
It's 17, so it's
17. I will have you escorted off the premises, and I will inform Nakax that you are not allowed on it anymore, and should I find you here again, I will not hesitate to call the guard and have you arrested. Is that clear?
Perfect. Crystal clear.
Very well. And he says something in Draconic, and the two servants grab you and begin escorting you outside. You would see your party walking off in the distance.
Alright, I run to catch up.
Alright. Octa reconvenes with you all as you make your way over to the monastery.
How did it go?
Peachy! I think it went well great.
Good.
Can I ask a question
You could get an answer.
of the GM?
Oh, sure, what's up?
What time of day is it?
Right now, I believe you guys got there near early morning, so it's not been too long since you got into the city. You're looking at maybe, you're maybe looking at noon at this point.
Perfect. Time to start drinking.
Alright, you begin drinking.
Out of my personal flask.
Alrighty.
I look over.
So,
to
you got...
Hazel.
Oh, go ahead. Continue.
So, how long do you think it'll be until we get kicked out of the city?
Well, the way things are going, with these two, probably within the hour.
Perfect.
Don't worry, I learned my lesson. I'm gonna behave now.
I doubt it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was asked specifically that I was going to be in a personal pool. I think that's going to be some dope shit, y'all.
I'm going to snap my head back at the both of them. I'm going to do that thing where you point at your eyes and then I point at them.
Were you like pointing at your eyes or the eyebrows there? Because it's kind of a little hard to see underneath the hood.
Alright, I pull it down just enough for the party to see. Or for those two to see, and I do that again.
Okay.
Eyes. You. Pull my hood back down.
Okay, got it.
Alrighty.
Back over my face, rather.
So, you guys make your way back to the monastery, but you don't see Talon or Ezekiel.
I'll ravioli scout and try and find them.
Make a perception check for Ravioli.
What's his perception?
I believe it's +3.
Okay.
Booyaka, booyaka. That Birkinson.
Nat 20. Alright. He starts scanning the area. Yeah, and he doesn't see him.
Not here.
They could just still be on their way from wherever they were adventuring.
At which point, Octa and Esriel, you both feel something grab at your back.
What the? Watch out! Immediately turn around and point my condemner at whatever tried to grab me.
Hey, hi! And you see Talon has dropped his invisibility as you go right next to him. Hi! No.
We were worried sick about you. Why'd you run off
I don't
like
know, where
that?
did you go?
Dude,
We went to go look around the
Velociraptor.
monastery. Next thing we knew, you guys were gone.
We went and visited old Nakak. We went to Nakak's place. Can't sneak up on
cool.
people like that.
Well, actually, you can. All you gotta do is go invisible and they don't see you. It's pretty cool.
Well, could you at least tell us whenever you're planning on sneaking off?
We didn't sneak off. We just went to go look at
we
something. We
kinda
just went to go
just
look at
left.
the tapestries.
Oh, wait, tapestries? Show me these tapestries.
You've seen the tapestries. It was the same ones as the ones in the monastery.
Well, I would like to hug them both.
All right, they will hug you back.
Just please stick around with us, alright? In the future, just for future reference. You're not in trouble or anything, don't worry.
Yeah, we will.
But if you are gonna go ahead and do that invisibility thing again, that's just like another lesson for the lightning class. Yo, no, what's up?
he casts jump and gives Frickle a high five.
Oh, hell yeah. You ain't gonna see this
Also-
shit in the player's handbook.
Also, hi Rick.
Is he
How's
here?
it going?
How's it going?
Oh shit!
Yay!
Volok breaks the AFK and becomes cognizant.
So
You kicking
basically,
your ass.
You just had
basically
a
we
bottle?
fucked everything up in Nakex's house. So that's good.
No, correction. Only Spriggles and Octa did.
Yes, man.
What else is civil?
Oh yeah, they want you to wear clothes, by the way.
Block has not received that information just yet.
Oh.
None of you have received that information yet.
Yep. No one has. The only one that probably... Well, no. Not even asked her. Because it was private conversation, so never mind.
Yeah, this was the conversation you had with your father.
Yep.
And nobody but you and him were talking.
Bakek's
Alright, so-
a little distressed right now, so he can only do so much.
Nakax, as you're talking to your mother, you hear there's a quick knock at the door and your father enters. Nakax.
Yes?
I wish to inform you that your tiefling friend is no longer welcome in our house.
Hmm?
She attempted to impersonate one of our staff and tried to sneak around, and rather than call the guard, I had her escorted off the premises.
Thank you for that.
I just wish to let you know that she will not be joining us for dinner tonight. By the way, your sister will be here. By the way, your sister is going to be here in about 2 bells. So make sure you're presentable.
Of course, Father.
You will close the door behind him.
To which at this point, Nakax, roughly at a table, is just gonna hit head against the table and just pound his fist, just...
Yeah, your time's gonna be great.
Pat Papa's back up. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Everything continues to be fine.
Yeah, your mother's kind of looking at you as you're smashing your head, and she's like, I told you your friends looked capable, but you have a tiefling friend, huh?
Yes, I thought I described her during the adventures. Maybe I haven't been as...
Oh, yes, apologies, yes. You
Yeah,
did.
I haven't been as clear as for some of them. There's the Goliath. Oh shoot! I need to tell them that he needs to get clothes on, and he's probably already gone to find the kids. Oh. Mother, you think it'd be fine if I just go ahead and step outside for a brief moment, see if I can't find my friends again?
Yes, that's fine. Just be back before your sister gets here, okay?
Yes, Mother. I'll get up and I'll head for the door of the home and probably head toward the gate.
Yep.
And then once I probably hit the gate, I'm gonna actually stop myself and go, there's only one direction that we've gone, and that's to the monastery, and I will head there.
Alrighty. Begin heading over towards the monastery. So, as the rest of you have finished collecting Talon and Ezekiel, you hear some footfalls behind you. As coming up the stairs is Headmaster Andris. He's wearing close to what he was wearing when he came to the monastery, came to the temple. He has a trench coat on, but still has his uniform on underneath. He's wearing He's wearing a pair of boots, and is currently just kind of has his eyes closed. Seems to be in some sort of thought. However, his steps, he just seems to glide, not even really needing to know where he's stepping.
Hello?
You see him kind of perk up for a minute, eyes still closed, looks over right at you. Oh, you've all made it. Pleasure. Well, that's right. He will walk past you, eyes still closed, seeming to know exactly where all of you are.
Well, it seems he's back.
Everyone is dead.
No.
Yep.
All of them. Every single one of them. Dead. Dead bunnies. All of them. Dead. Except for mine.
I guess we follow?
Okay. You guys are escorted through the more grand archway. As well, and going down the hallway for a while, you find yourself in front of this very beautiful golden door. It has an engraving of a dragon's head straight to the towards the front of it. And you see the headmaster reaches out, opens the door, and motions for all of you to enter. He says, just make your way upstairs, please.
What are we doing?
Oh, did you ever watch the stream from last week, Rick?
No.
Don't worry,
I have
played
not had
Pocket.
time.
Alright, brief recap. We got our asses kicked by the dude, to which then he said that, please come to our monastery because I have information, and we are here,
Yes, Tina.
and we're gonna have information given to us. Well, to you, specifically, but...
Yes.
Ah. Wealth of information that I have no clue.
Yeah,
Yeah, none of us have any clue really what we're doing.
Did we
Or what-
actually have a long rest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for some odd reason,
Yes.
my character sheet...
Did you level up?
Nope.
You should probably do that, because especially since we put it in the chat that everybody leveled up.
But yeah, go ahead and do all that, and...
I kicked your ass, by the way.
Oh yeah, Goo gave you a solid pounding.
Whoa! Also nice.
He didn't just
Nice
do it alone,
wording,
though.
DM.
He did it with some help. He did it the old-fashioned way, with a good old triple team.
He triple teamed you with his 2 goons.
Right there's my hit dice for my HP maximum.
Okay.
I'm fighting Andre the fucking Giant. What else am I supposed to do?
I know the answer to this. WrestleMania 3 him, hit him with the big
Dude,
boot.
you could say they absolutely reamed you. It was pretty great.
You pick him up for the body slam, hit him with the leg drop, the 1, 2, 3, it's over.
All right, so as you guys follow, you can see as he's letting you in, there's 2 staircases here. One going downstairs and one going upstairs. He has asked you to go upstairs, but you know that it extends for about 5 feet before you reach either staircase.
Hmm.
I'm going to keep an eye on the kids as I go upstairs.
Okay. You see Talon is like looking down there. He's like, he seems excited. Oh, sorry. I wasn't thinking of going downstairs or anything. What are you talking about?
Mhm.
He and Ezekiel begin making their way up. Does anybody else follow?
Yep.
Does anybody break off? Octa.
Octa.
No, I need the story. Nope. She's learning a lesson. Okay.
Has she though? Has she really?
No. I have to leave in like about 10 minutes though for dinner
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
So.
Okay. So you make your way upstairs, and as you do so, you can see that it is it's a quaint office that he works in, if you could even call it an office. There's a small desk set up with what appears to be a few papers. However, there are no drawers to it or any real place to store anything. There's a chair. There's also a small cot set up. And you can see that there are a few haphazard chairs that are littered about that you can use. He goes over to his desk, quote unquote, and sits down, waiting for the rest of you to accompany him.
I go in and just stand there.
Mm-hmm. Your head almost touches the ceiling in here, by the way, Bala. It's very, very cramped space for you. As everybody...
I'll grab a chair.
Huh? Whoa, what was that? Everybody else hear that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What does it sound like?
It sounded like a disk drive going crazy for a minute.
Just burp.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, that's probably the background of my 3D printer going.
Sweet.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah, no, that is absolutely what it is. I heard da-da-da. Anyway. As you all sit down, the headmaster looks at all of you and says, well, first and foremost, thank you for meeting me here. I would apologize to, well, not going as easy on you all as I could have.
Okay, you were going easy on us that entire time?
Oh, well, up until the point that your white dragonborn friend decided that he did not want to accept the lesson.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you decided to go ahead and have Aster over here, have him go ahead and have himself a quick little heart attack. Not that I couldn't have told him that it was a heart attack, because of course I would need to have the player's handbook in order to know that what you did, but I didn't do that, so therefore it's not fourth wall breaking. Screw you, DM. Screw you! And I say this the entire time.
Right. You might want to see about getting her some mental help.
We know.
However, as I said, I do apologize as I was not wholeheartedly honest about the information that I had. There was an individual here named Andris before me. He was the original founder of this monastery. He was what would be called an ascended human. Fucking Luke! Oh my God! Stop, Luke! Luke, stop!
What?
It's coming from
What?
you. It's not Rick at all. It's you.
It's a remix.
It's coming
I'm
from
not doing
inside the
anything.
house! Ah!
It's. I just kept hearing like your mic's like.
This is a brand new mic. What the fuck?
It's doing it again.
It's your input.
It's your input.
Hang on.
It's beeping
Yeah, if it was me,
repeatedly.
you'd hear this.
Oh my God. All right, Luke, try talking.
Hello?
Oh,
Okay, you're good now.
Hello, alright.
So, he says, well, Andris is what would have been considered an ascended human. He was one of the few who made friends with a strong enough dragon to become one himself. I assume you've seen the tapestries around.
Hold on, is that
That's-
what's happening with the Neck X? Because he had that thing, the thing with the white dragon, and he's like, oh, the white dragon's taking over me, and then he had all the white scales. Is that what's happening to him? Is he gonna ascend on top of Ascension? Can he become God Mode God Neck X? Can
It's
God
not
Mode
that
God
kind
Neck
of-
X have God Mode Neck X Rudy Mecha? Oh my god.
I will let you know it's not that type of ascension. It's not a godhood. As you can tell from myself, and he will motion, I am more dragon-like than most dragonborn. Some dragons have the ability to give this form to others. Andris was one of the few who was acquainted with such a dragon, and as such became an ascended silver dragon, half-dragon. He founded the monastery here, and tried to spread his teachings of peace and acceptance to any who would listen. However, I assume from you looking around that you can tell that it did not go over very well in this city.
Yes, that's definitely the truth.
I don't know what he's talking about. I know for a fact wherever I go, doesn't matter where I go, Sprinkles is always welcome.
Well, he decided to turn this monastery into a safe haven. Any who would come through the city seeking shelter, he would take them in, and should they wish to learn, he would teach them.
Bye, Emily.
One of the... Oh, yeah, Emily dipped. My father was one of the few that trained under him, and he named me after him. At which point my father took over for him, and I superseded my father. I can't say that I know much about what he was talking about, though I do recall in some studies, at least here at the temple, it does talk about some sort of royalty located somewhere in a distant plane of existence. It appears Andris did have some sort of relationship with her, though I'm not entirely certain as to the extent. Unfortunately, my research was a bit cut off once I was discovered, at least as a student, and once I ascended to Headmaster, the archives were taken with my father. If you would
Have you
like...
thought about getting them back? I mean, if someone takes it, you obviously go ahead, you go out there, and you take it back. Because they can't just steal stuff, you know. That's legal.
It's not that simple. The temple has a very strict rule in that once knowledge has preceded a certain time, it leaves us and joins the archives here in Calrin. And as such, any information pertaining to it has been taken there, as it has already preceded its 20-year time span here. If you're looking for that information, I would suggest making your way over there and seeing if you can get access to it. I apologize for not being more aid than I could, of more aid, but I felt if you were looking for that kind of information, the best place would be here.
Well, it is a lead, and I do appreciate it.
Of course. And should any of you wish to learn, the monastery is always open and always welcoming to new members. Although I would like to point out you will be given... This is not due to race, of course. This is due to stature. As you've seen, when I go to other monasteries, I recruit people to come join us here. We're not opposed to teaching new members, but we will merely teach them the basics, after which they must prove themselves before they are welcome back.
Well, there was one other matter that I was hoping to discuss with you.
Yes.
My very... We're gonna look over at Akta. Nosy friend overheard you saying something about some sort of knowledge quest. And I thought maybe, seeing as I'm a cleric of Denia, glorious scribe to Ogma, maybe I could be of some assistance? I'm sorry if I'm overextending any sort of...
It is fine. But I'm afraid it's nothing you can help me with.
Well, maybe you don't know about this, but my granddaughter, super smart. She reads all the books. Like, all the books. Like, you put a book down right in front of her, she's like, I read that. That's how smart she is.
I'm afraid it's less about books, more about spirituality. And as I can see that you are quite linked to your deity, what I seek is not equivalent to what you have.
I understand.
I do not mean to offend, of course.
Of course not.
But this is...
Would... Maybe... I mean, we're thinking of swinging by my church on the way to wherever we're going. Maybe I could pass it on, see if any of them could be of help.
That's quite all right.
Very well.
He kind of looks at all of you, basically seeing if anybody else has any more questions for him. He doesn't seem opposed to answering.
Hey, just a weird thought, so we're talking about what Nakax had a vision on, and of course we're talking about other visions. I too had a vision. It featured 5 gods, like 5 gods before all the other gods, right? Like, they had all the superpower with the baka baka, you know what I'm talking about? To which, at that point, when she does baka baka, she has both biceps go up. Anyway, so 4 of the gods look at 5th god, and they said, nah, dude, you're doing some horrible shit, and they decided to cast him down. 5th god coming right back up. You got anything similar to that extent that any of your other ancestors did about that? Because, I'm trying to think, like, if there's a connection there.
He kind of looks at you very confused.
So, do you have an answer? I don't know what that look means.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's fine. It's just so you know. As long as we make sure that this little kid's safe, end of the world will never happen. Just absolutely won't. Just keep that in mind. Unless of course the 5th god does come back, which then everything's fucked. Everything is fucked. Everything that you know, everything that you loved, just ceases to exist. Everything is ruined. Okay, now you're caught up. Thank you.
He kind of looks down at Talon and Ezekiel. Ezekiel kind of hiding a little bit and still a little intimidated and a little shy. There's a moment of pause before he nods. I'll be sure to keep it in mind. Is there anything else that I can help you with?
I'm gonna lean over to Aster and say, I don't know what I'm drinking, but it's the wrong stuff. This is way too strong. I'm very confused about whatever I just listened to.
You'll get used to it.
I'll listen to what Sprinkles explained.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else I can help you with? Of course, I invited you here. You're welcome to stay as long as you'd like. But if there's anything you need help with, locations around the city, or if you need to get in touch with someone, I've got a seat on the council here. I could help you out. It's the least I could do after...
Well, I mean, that's all cool and all, but, listen, I got a personal pool that I gotta go into a little bit later, but I would not be at hers, words. I would not be adverse to having like a map or something, you know, just in case like I want to pop by the blacksmith, be like, hey, yo, blacksmith, you got something real cool, and if they got something real cool, I might want to have that.
He will say, "Oh, if you're looking, the city actually has maps posted around, sort of to give direction in the city and to allow you to find locations."
Alright, perfect.
Plus,
I guess that's
there's-
something to worry about. We'll just go ahead and take one of those maps, and we make sure that we have that on our person all the time. Excellent.
Well, it belongs to the city, so I'm afraid you couldn't take it per se.
Oh. We can't really take
Borrow
it
it?
because then that's illegal and
And then you'll go to jail. Yes.
that would be unfortunate. That's something Sprinkles doesn't want to go through. Not again. And I'll go off and have a far off distance look.
Sprinkles has wanted to do it ever since the academy. All right. So if there's no other questions, Andris will not, force you guys to leave or anything. He's perfectly fine if you'd like to stay.
Well, we do have dinner plans.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Nakax, at this point, you're just coming up the stairs of the monastery.
Alright.
And I'll be right back. I'm going to reconnect real quick.
Alright. I'm assuming when you're talking about up the stairs of the monastery, I'm at the entrance, but I'm not where they are.
I am back.
Alright. I was just kind of relaying, like, I'm at the entrance of the monastery. I'm not at, like, where they are. I'm basically at the entrance, and that's all I got.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's it. You were just approaching the entrance to the monastery.
Alright, then, next course of action is just ask if anyone in this monastery has seen this ragtag group of, for lack of a better term, assholes roll through.
They will direct you to him.
Alright, double thumbs up. I will be heading in that general direction. Unless, of course, they meet me halfway through.
I need my wallet.
All right. Sorry, I'm outside right now. I had to run to the store. We can still play.
Alright.
So, I mean, I'm guessing that we'd meet halfway through.
Yeah, if you're finished, like, you're heading out, and then you bump into me as you're going down the stairs, I guess. Hey.
Hey.
No, hang on. Just give me 1 sec. Oh, it's right here. Okay, cool. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
Just
One.
1 little sec.
2.
Just 1 little sec.
Oh, 3!
Here comes
So-
the 3 to the 4 to the 5.
Give me a Tootsie Pop right fucking now. I keep crunching that shit.
Everybody in the club get tips.
Everybody in the club get tipsy.
All right.
Hello.
I'm back. Hello. Although, yeah. So you guys go ahead and you will be told where you can find them. As they are coming down the stairs, you see your ragtag group as well as Ezekiel and Talon.
Alright. That's one problem out of the way. Okay, good. Problem number 2. Octa, what the fuck did you do?
A lot. The most.
Well, now you're not going to be able to get back inside, and that means, well, not of course like you want to, but it would have been nice if you were able to stay. Shit. But still, at the very least, I'm glad that you aren't spending a night or even more in jail for what you were doing. What the, like, did you have a plan? Like, you could have just found me, and I could have been like, okay, here, let me go ahead and show you this one room, or wherever you wanted to go.
look, okay? Sometimes things happen, okay? And it's nobody's fault.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes, you know, you just gotta do your own thing. You understand, right, Nagpax?
Mm-hmm.
Right. See, I'm so glad we understand each other.
Well, again, as you've probably been relayed, you're not invited to dinner, and from the looks of it, it seems like you're probably just not allowed at the house for a good long while, if at all.
I wasn't even aware there was a dinner.
Right. As you are all guests at the Geberg Estate, you are all invited to a dinner. I should be heading back before my sister comes back, to which that'll be a pleasant experience. But, Sprinkles...
Wait, Nagpax, you have a sister? Is she small and puny like you? Of course, I mean that with all the love, baby. Sprinkles got your back.
She is intimidating in her own way. She's... I guess
you're scared of her?
No, I'm not scared. I'm more... Well...
Scared.
Have any of you read a good detective book? Anything that involves intrigue and finding things out that, you know, people couldn't figure out?
Of course. My favorite is Camina Santana, but I've read a few.
Oh my god, I hate you so much.
Improv is hard, okay?
No, that's fine, I love it.
Well, that's my sister. My sister is very, very intelligent, very, very into her studies. And that's all she's really known. And that's all I've really known from her, too. She's, very forthright, very much talking to a brick, if you wanted to have her see something your way. But the reason why I bring this up is, like, yes, Sprinkles, you are going to get your personal pool. Personal pool is still on the menu. But,
oh, that's great.
But, Valak, what is your opinion on clothing? Just to be sure.
Clothing?
Yes.
This is how I am all the time.
Yeah, I understand, but, if you're going to have dinner at, my home, my father, specifically, would require you to have something that covers more of your body than what you have currently.
Just give me a bigger pair of shorts.
Yes and no. Just... It's really hard to explain. Just... I don't know how to best
I'll go buy a rug for him to wear.
I don't know how best to properly explain it. Look, this is supposed to be one of the formal dinners. It means, please look your best. Please behave yourself if you're going to be there, and please don't cause any more havoc than what has already been done. Please.
Oh, darling, when have we ever caused havoc? Come on, Sprinkles is an angel.
Don't.
Let me think.
See, she said let her think, but then she didn't say anything. Even granddaughter understands that Sprinkle is an angel.
So you want me to dress up? Normally, when we dress up for formal dinners, it's in blood and fur.
Not that at all. No, don't come in with blood. That's number one no.
Wait, Sprinkles is having second thoughts here. Does this mean that I have to wear a dress?
If you're comfortable with it.
But then I won't be in my armor. And if Sprinkles doesn't have her armor on, she'll be defenseless.
Actually, Nakax, I don't mean to add to this rabble.
While they're
But
doing that, I'm going outside to go look for some creature I can start ripping apart.
There's not really any hunting grounds here in the city.
Random dragonborn passing through the alley. This is a nice day I am having.
So
Hello?
so yeah,
Okay.
hey, so just as a wrap up here, as you guys are all figuring out this debacle, just because I do unfortunately have to start getting to the store, and it'll be way too loud for me to do anything. We'll go ahead and pick this up next week. You guys will still be in the monastery. Talon and Ezekiel seem excited to wear some fancy clothing.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what we'll leave off for tonight. A short session this week, but next week we should be able to play for much longer. I have a whole Saturday off.
Yay!
So next week we'll have a long session. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching. Apologies for it being a shorter session this time around. We'll make up for it next week.
And as always, good night, everybody.